Mike has totally just gone AFK. Now, the charitable thing is to assume it's not Salty Rage, because we're playing literal hate cards. Literal color hate cards. Okay, if you pull up the untapped.gg stats, what are the most popular decks today? Well, Mono Black Midrange, Mono Red Aggro, Boros Auras, Mono Black Discard, Mardu Aggro, Dimir Midrange, Golgari Midrange, Orzhov Bats. What do all those decks have in common? They all contain either black or red. And we're going to use some cards today that specifically target black and red decks. Let's go. Welcome to the Attic. Manadad here. It's the channel where we explore what's fun in Magic, mostly on Arena. And what's fun is trying to beat these black and red decks. So we're going to put in sideboard cards. We're going to main deck color hate cards. We've got some from Foundations here. Here's the number one, Devout Decree. Exile target creature or planeswalker that's black or red. Exile, very important clause. Very important aspect of things in Standard these days. We've also got Flashfreeze, counter target red or green spell. And you did see there were some green decks there that are popular. And then everything else is your standard control shell that's just going to, not hopefully, that is going to make opponents very, very salty. Exile important here. We got Elspeth Smite, two of these. These can take out an unstoppable slasher. They can take out the Heartfire Mouse without it triggering. We got Into the Flood Maw, which is just good to bounce things in general. Also on the bounce tip, we've got Into the Roil, because once we get up to 4 mana, we'll be happy to bounce and draw a card, which is a nice thing for control decks. Couple Phantom Interferences, couple 3 steps ahead. Full playset of No More Lies, because no more lies. Speaking of Exile, not on my watch. Maybe running too many of these. I don't know. But this, again, just be able to handle the huge creatures that your opponents are playing, the Overlords and such. Just exile them. You can also exile things with temporary lockdown if they're small, or Sunfall if they're small and big. We basically have no win condition in this deck. We do have 2 Restless Anchorages that can win with damage. That's, I think, our only creature. We've got 1 Jace, so we can win with mill with 1 Jace. We could also, play a Mindsplice Apparatus, let it sit out for 9 turns, do a giant Finale of Revelation, shuffle our whole graveyard back into our deck, and then just run people out of cards that way. That's another possibility. That is the deck. Stay tuned. If you like to see opponents get salty and rope, then this is the one to watch for you. Hope you enjoy it. And with that, remember, I'll be back at the end with the win rate of the deck, not just the games I was able to fit into the video.
Hey, it's me, Overlord of the Hauntwoods. Actually, haunting and overlording are just my hobbies. My day job is managing the YouTube algorithm. I try to make sure lots of negative, conspiracy-laden clickbait shows up in your feed. Nightmare fuel. Whatever you do, don't like, comment, or elder gods forbid, subscribe to a channel like this one, okay? We don't need your feed filled up with people who genuinely enjoy playing Magic like this so-called Manadad. He puts deck lists and other useful links in the description. He even shows real win rate stats at the end of the videos. Yikes. Clicking on positive, helpful videos takes away from the time I could be spending haunting woods or putting my friend Writhing Chrysalis into draft boosters. But you don't have to take it from me. 9 out of 10 players who want to unban grief agree. Now let's see. What is your racist uncle clicking on today? He has impeccable taste. Let me send some of those videos your way.
We are Become Vengeance. Blue-white. Anti-meta. Not against the company Facebook. We could be. Do you want to play this as though you're anti-meta in that sense? You be my guest. All right. We've got our hate card. Devout Decree. Can exile an attacking creature. Oh, look. Let's take that guy out with some extreme prejudice. Would we want a Sunfall eventually? Temporary lockdown covers this deck pretty well. We just need to find another white source. There's Bivouac, Heartfire Hero, Floodfarm Verge, that works. That's the turn. And now it becomes a game of chicken. Take 1 damage, sure. Good lockdown, but we'll just put a Mindsplice Apparatus. Depending on how many of the hexproof things we could do multiple not on my watches. If they kind of go all in on this Heartfire hero. Opponent is wondering if it's even worth playing this out.
I do not have time for this. I do not have time for you.
That's right. Devout Decreed ya. They're like, oh man, are they just armed? Armed and ready? You bet your sweet bippy we are. Restless Bivouac, okay, weird. Almost inclined to let that hit. Play the Mindsplice. Gonna get the trigger on the Heartfire hero. Or they thought so hard about that. Let's just exile both their creatures. See if that didn't make them scoop. All right. Oh look, 2 mana counter a red spell. Cast a red spell. Dare it. I dares ya. Something that gets around temporary lockdown. Actually, they had. Pass the turn. This poor opponent. My friend Mike. Your friend Mike. My friend Mike. Taking it on the chin. Mike, are you ready to scoop? Mike thinking about it.
You know what a hurry we're in!
Salty didn't like it much.
I do not suppose you could have split things up.
Salty?
Do it! Salty, I am only waiting around to kill you.
What Mike doesn't know is that we have very few win cons. Very few win cons in this deck. Mike gotten salty. So anyways, doing the Brawl decks yesterday in preparation for a Brawl midweek event. Made my daughter a little bit late to school. Got so into building my Brawl deck. Mike has left the building. Doo-doo-doo. That's the kind of sacrifices I'm making for you. I'm making my poor daughters late to school. Trying to build the best darn decks I can, whether in Brawl or in Standard. I admit this deck was out of frustration. I was trying to make a red-black Rats deck work. And I just kept facing the same Golgari mid-range and mono red aggro stuff over and over. This deck. Mike has totally just gone AFK. Now, the charitable thing is to assume it's not Salty Rage, because we're playing literal hate cards, literal color hate cards in the deck. That, you know, maybe Mike's got a kid, the kid's like, Dad, I gotta poop. I've definitely been pulled away from Magic games and timed out because of that scenario, that exact scenario. What Mike doesn't know is I don't have any hard counters in hand. I'm pretty much relying on whatever Mike plays being able to be hit by temporary lockdown. If you're playing this deck, you just want to rank up as fast as you can. If you hit a control player, just rank up. Just scoop and rank up. Don't salt out. Play in some black, green, red hate cards in Standard. One goes first. Guess we can keep this. Okay, we got Not on My Watch. We got the Flood Maw. They're in black. We're in with the chance. We're going to draw some lands here. Oof, that's not a land. And this is a dead card, I believe, if they're blue-black. That's the risk. That's the risk that we face. We go for the Phantom Interference or the No More Lies. No more lies. No more lies from you. Man. Getting screwed. Flood, screw. Where's the screw? Oh, my memes, my memes. Anything? Okay, apparently my screw meme is not working. It's gonna pop up, I know it's just gonna pop up some other time. Hey, we got land. They go with a Fabloom trick. I mean, temporary lockdown will solve that, but are they some kind of deck? No. Question is, I don't really have anything else to play too, so I guess I'll stop it. How about no? Not on my watch. During curiosity. Bounce it. We'll attempt to not on my watch it. If they counterspell not on my watch, then we'll bounce it. Yeah. Okay. And then, why don't you put it back in your hand? Luckily, they didn't have a second counterspell. Very mastermind. Let's buy ourselves some time till we can Sunfall. If we let that sit out, they'll just draw cards off of it here. Devout Decree does not do anything against the blue creatures. Alright. 2 dead cards in hand, drawing no lands. One's got a whole lot of cards in hand. They play another Enduring Curiosity. Okay. That one's back in your hand. Alright, there's a land drop. Wait till they flash in the other one. Into the Flood Maw. Buying myself time. Buying myself time. Let's just exile this guy. Problem is they can flash in their other guy. They just wait. Hey, but we got into the Flood Maw again. Haha. There it is. Maybe we'll just block it with a 1/1. I might have removal for this 1/1. No drawing cards for you. Play another creature, please. This is not the matchup I envisioned when I built this deck. Thank you. Okay. Hey there, mister. Have you heard? Gonna buy you a mockingbird. And they scoop. Oh, this deck is terrible. Okay. Only 2 lands. We go first. Well, we'll give it a shot. This isn't much of a control meta. And, okay. Fix the Ruckus. We did get a Devout Decree here. Play a creature and Ruckus it, please. Guess they get to draw a card, though. Slicky Shot. How about nah? I know enough to remove that one. Oof, and missing the land drops.
No! This thing is eating my hand!
In other words, how long of a screw is necessary?
Screwed.
We'll just keep all their creatures off the board. That'll be our goal. If they like to put the Ruckus on, they would. Echrome Coast. Do we lock down now? Or do we just wait? Let's just wait. They go for a big turn. You can go for bounce. Yeah, here we go. We got more targets now for temporary lockdown. We go for the War Squeak A. I think I can take the damage. 4 damage. 7 damage. If we just do this. Verge. Turn. The land for opponent, another Emberheart Challenger, of course. And a Slick Shot show off, but their hand is now empty. We can take the damage. Play a Mindsplice Apparatus. We're at 7. But, oh, you poor opponent. Are they going to stay in it? Okay. They plot the ruckus. Pass the turn. Can't wait to counter something and draw some cards. Pass. Sunfall for 2 mana. That would be nice. Opponent staying in it. Let's see if we can do our super, what's it called? Scrymere River. Finale of Devastation. Slick Shot show off. We have the Flood Maw. Let's allow it. Let's let them think they've got something going here. War Squeak. Sure. Gonna go for the ruckus too. Now I'll bounce it. And it's back. And now I'll counter it. Draw to counter. Is this just cruel? Is this cruel and unusual punishment? Discard, yeah, opponent. Sorry. Silver Scrutiny, that's the name of the card I was trying to remember. Up against Syrinx. I think that's a Greek thing. I don't remember what it is, though. Some kind of collar? Opponent goes first, yeah. Play Floodfarm Verge, no big deal. Green-white. We're not equipped to play against green-white. What's going on? We didn't come here to play against green-white. Now they're just going to draw a bajillion cards off up the beanstalk. That's not cool. Elspeth Smite. This is not the meta I signed up for. No more lies! I got the all beanstalks hand. If you can't win with 3 beanstalks, you just don't play Magic. Okay. We've dealt with 3 beanstalks. Will there be more? Show me 4th beanstalk. Show me a land.
The stage is eating my hand!
In other words, how long of a screw is necessary?
Screwed.
Another one? No! Stop! Oh, gosh. There are 14 cards in, and 4 of them have been beanstalks. They yeehawed on me. And I'm not getting any lands. What's going on? It's a 25 land deck. What the actual F? Sitting over here making fish on me. Maybe I was supposed to bounce that fish. Avatar, Cavern of Souls. Can't be countered. We need 2 more lands till we can deal with it. Overlord of the Hauntwoods. Yeah, draw your card. Anchorage. Okay. The start, would have not minded the Mindsplice Apparatus. They're going to Leyline Binding our lockdown. Okay, well, that actually presents us with a nice option here of bouncing their Leyline Binding. Although it's a cast trigger, right? Yeah. Zur Eternal Schema. Then we have Hexproof. What if I bounce Zur? That doesn't have Hexproof. Oh yeah. Animate them all. We got one. You want to animate one more? Okay. We'll bounce Zur. Bounce Leyline Binding. Lockdown will lock down most of their board. Wish we could Elspeth Smite that guy, but will do no good. Yeah, not on my watch was there. Pass the turn. I think we might have to Mindsplice this turn. As much as I'd love to exile one of their attackers. There's the Atraxa. Yep. Refill your hand, please. Just need them to tap out for the Leyline Binding, but that's almost impossible. Yeah. So they just Leyline Bind the Mindsplice Apparatus and we're cooked. We are cooked. There it is. Well, could be an untapped land. Nope, it's a tapped land, of course. Good game. Oh, well, let's see. Is it a good game? I can exile one of these fools. They're gonna Leyline Bind lockdown, sure. Then we can get them to draw their whole deck. Authority of the consoles. Well, we don't care about that. Here comes Zur. Animates the Leyline Binding. Animates the Leyline Binding. Animates Beanstalk. Animates the Beanstalk. Flood Maw. Zer. Exile Atraxa and lose. Take that, Beanstalk. We could have exiled one of the Leyland Vines. Anti-meta control up against New Colostrum. And one goes first, but we got some things. I've added Into the Roils now. Bolt Wave. Okay. Well, if they're pure burn with no creatures, we might be in trouble. Might be in trouble, bub. On the coast. Then lightning strike. Ditch Brotherhood's End. Okay. Artist talent to level 2 might be worth. More. Activate the Floodfarm Verges. Is it worth lockdowning? What happens? Okay, dash that much plus 2, which they could do. I guess if they spend their turn doing that, we'll bounce it with Into the Roil. So we got a plan. Oh, we have to discard. Well, actually, I don't think they're playing creatures. I do. Okay. Opponent, you've just spent a long time and a lot of mana doing nothing. If that doesn't burn you up, I don't know what will. There it goes again. Let's go on a spree. I think we don't need creature removal. What if they have... Yeah, they don't seem to have anything we want to Sunfall. Let's just... get none on my watch. We'll keep the Smite. We'll only have to discard one. Okay. Let's just lose the Sunfall, I think. Maybe they've been holding back creatures the whole time. Shock. We're down to 12. That's the turn. Screaming Nemesis. They did have creatures. It's 3 damage, so we just want to not on my watch this. If they do, they try to hit it with their own spell. Oh, they do. Yep. You can play at that game. We are a bit weak to another Nemesis now. Guess we got no more lies. Case of the Crimson Pulse. Why not? Devout Decree is a bit slow. Alright. Could use a big draw Expel here. Screaming Nemesis. I could take the 3. now, or I could Devout Decree and have the chance of gaining life. I don't think I have any way to gain life in this deck, though. Grab the prize. Scry, don't need the land. Whew, down to 7. Down to 7. When it hits a land drop, well, that was lucky. They played a 4-drop. It wouldn't have had much to do with that. I don't want that land. Okay, well, now we're pretty well. Pretty well screwed. We need to draw some more cards. We need to turn the. Okay, Crimson Pulse, yeah. Discard, draw 2. They're gonna have Lightning Strike, so they don't even have to just discard. Another Lightning Strike. We go to 1. They've solved the case. Flashfreeze, where were you last turn? One of those is a land. 2 of them are lands, actually. We have to hope. Counter. Alright. Well, there's no way they don't hit something that deals damage in 3 cards. Yeah. Good game. Blue-white control up against Klaus Trafalgar? Trafo Bic Pen. One goes first. We've only got 2 lands. This will keep. It's a bit risky.
There should be no risk management. Study risk-taking, not risk management.
Risky business.
Okay, is this white-red enchantments or white-blue enchantments? White-red. Just keeping it usual. Gonna hit us hard. We don't have the 1-mana bounce. I took a couple of those out of the deck. In favor of 2-mana bounces. Maybe that was a mistake. We drew a 3rd land. What do we think? Do they have the protection spell? Guess we'll get it out of their hand now. Yeah, of course they have it. They always do. And a white source? No! A white source, eh? We could Jace here just to distract him. We take 2 damage? Nah, alright. Want to draw a card? We got this to draw a card. Ethereal Armor, that might be lethal. There was our white source. No, we'll go to 1. Alright. No biggity. Just have to have them not hit any aggro creatures for the rest of the game. 20 to 1. That's our odds of winning this game. We got Flash Freeze, No More Lies. I think we'll keep as many No More Lies as we can on top. Pass the turn. Emberheart Challenger. It's a red spell. utilize it. We might need this in the late game. Faster. Possible I should have played Jace there. Again, another No More Lies. I suppose we could have Devout Decreed that guy. Maybe that was a mistake. 3 steps ahead. Okay. Let's pay full freight for Jace. Didn't even give us the option not to. Guess we'll start milling them.
I know where to find all the answers.
That's it. Okay, they got nothing.
No secret escapes my grasp.
Just another land. Fast turn. Fire Hero. Do we allow it, or do... Because if this fails, I guess we could counter if they have a protection spell. Restless Anchorage. There's the protection spell. And let's do some draws. We're hitting the Shard Mage's Rescue, obviously. Discard a card. Adarkar Wastes. Don't need another planes. Plus the Jace. At 0.
You can be made to obey.
Okay, we got the Elspeth Smite. That feels pretty good. Plus again. Even get in with the Anchorage. Making a map. Want to have interaction? Surely you can take 2 damage upon it. They're gonna feather or flight our creature. Sure. Just to draw a card. Into the Roil, we'll keep that. Optimistic Scavenge. On it, not giving up. Sheltered by Ghosts. Well, we can't let that resolve. Yeah, we could, but... Peter comes back. Hey, there's that Silver Scrutiny. How many cards they got in their graveyard yet? Not 20? It's the very slow Jace kill. Ooh, Mindsplice with the Silver Scrutiny is nice. What ways do we lose? If they have protection, maybe we just lock down now. Still Smite. Have to wait till it was attacking. crack this map? Nah. We actually meant to leave up 4 mana for the apparatus, didn't we? Alright, fine. No, because this is Royal and Smite. We might need Royal and Smite. Manifold Mouse. Now the time to Flashfreeze. Doesn't look like they have any direct damage.
Organic minds are easily quelled.
Get for 3. I want to be sure to leave 4 open. Normalize. Yeah, well, they've only got 4 mana. Alright, let's just keep it like that. Opponent. Gotta give it up to the Boros Enchantments opponent. Got us to 1. Another Manifold Mouse. Okay. I think there's much I can do about that. Considering whether to Shelter by Ghosts it, I think. If they Shelter by Ghosts, they could take out the temporary lockdown, right? Okay. It's Ward 2. We'll just use this as a counterspell. I knew the Normalize was coming too. Let's power up the Anchorage. Crack a map on it. Into the Flood Maw, we'll keep that on top. And, mill them down. Flood Maw into hand. No more lies. Okay. End the turn. How does this work? Offspring. Creature has to enter, right, to get the trigger. Mindsplice. Well, I got that going. Oh, did I minus Jace? I meant to plus Jace. Whoopsie daisy. Well, we're winning with the bird. We'll take them to 1. Right when they would have gotten 20 cards in their graveyard, too. End of turn. This is what you love to see as a control player. Full suite of cards. Manifold Mouse. No more lies. And is that a scoop? Can I get a scoop? Victory! Let's see.
Fatality.
Playing the anti-meta. Not on my watch. Against Irrelevant. I believe that is an old Marx Brothers joke. I don't think we need more lands, although that would be our 5th land for Sunfall. Mark my words. Are we going to regret that? Yeah, let's do Seachrome Coast. It's a black deck. Which one, though? Which one? Not one that cares to play any particular cards. Creature of the Schism. Yeah, it's kind of one you don't want to have attack, so we'll just counter it. Otherwise, the Not on My Watch might be good. Well, and then we get the Devout Decree the next turn. Such is life. We do now have mana for Sunfall. You want to play out a bunch of creatures. Bandit's Talent. Oh, and my brother is here. Well, lose Into the Flood Maw. Of course, they go to level 2. Of course. Already had one bad matchup against this black discard deck today. And it's talent number 2. How about No More Lies? Recording, and then have lunch maybe after. Don't like that they have that Mirex. That's kind of one of our weaknesses. Lands that make creatures. It's going to lose to that. I can activate the Anchorage, try to block it, but I'm betting... have removal. Now I have No More Lies. Let's fire up the Alcarage. Oh, wait. Oh, cut down. Whoops. Undo. Undo. Yeah. Interesting. They could have just paid for it. Decided to use their cutdowns. Early on in the Veil. Oh, we got a target for Devout Decree.
You won't be outsmarting me.
We just lose the Sunfall because the temporary lockdown takes out the Bandit's Talent, and there's little Schmergens. Mindsplice Apparatus, probably not right now. Let's just save that land to discard. 5 poison.
If you poison, do we not die?
Ooh, well, maybe a good reason to start playing more lands. We drew 4 cards next turn. The chances we get something good. Guess we can wait a turn with the Mindsplice. Go to 8. Pretty dicey. They're just gonna win off this stupid Mirex. And I have to hope they don't have removal for my 2/2 now. Yeah, they got it. All right. Okay, well, if you ever questioned a deck that should choose draw over play, I guess this would be it. It was 5 and 6, and I pushed it one more game trying to make it an even 50% win rate, and then we hit the black discard deck again. Not seeing as many of the unstoppable slashers as I was hoping to see. That's for darn sure. But you know what? Our goal was not to rank up. Our goal was to make opponents salty, and we did that very nicely. Deck changed over time also. I should scroll down and see. This version had a 50% win rate. This version had a 50% win rate. And that version had a 29% win rate. So maybe should have stuck with version 1. I fixed the mana base. Put in some Think Twice and some Into the Roil. Took out a little bit of the board wipes for the final version. Anyways, you could probably play around with the levels. I don't think it's actually insane to run Devout Decree. We're hitting lots of Planeswalkers. You actually want to save this. There's a lot of black Planeswalkers. Although they do get 1 turn of value out of the Planeswalker because it's a sorcery, which is unfortunate. No More Lies was fantastic, as we know. And then more questionable is, where is it? Where's the red? The red and green. Oh yeah, there it is. Flashfreeze. That's more questionable. There's certainly a lot of red decks and some green decks, but it was a dead card a couple times for us. So what is it? Instant speed, hard counter, just for 2/5 of the cards in Magic, or so. I guess not counting colorless cards. Your mileage may vary. Anyways, thanks for joining me in the attic. I've been Manadad, reminding you Magic is a game so fun, even dads can enjoy it. Adios.